Hi everyone, my name's Julia. So a little bit about me and my background. I am originally from Arizona. I moved to Illinois about a few years ago now. I got my bachelor's of arts in psychology from Northern Illinois. Ever since then, I was working in the field of social work at a few different facilities. I was working in long-term care and psychiatric hospitals, etc. So, fun fact about me, I like to do hot yoga. Absolutely love hot yoga. It's Wednesday. I'm actually going today. And then one other thing. I have a cat. I'll be right back. She's kind of a menace. As you can see, she's not in a very good mood. And she's a kitten. So I have this cat, and I have a full-grown cat. She's asleep though. So yeah, that's a fun fact about me. And yeah, like I said, I'm Julia, so that's what I prefer to be called. So for my reflection, what I already kind of know about ethics and policy comes a lot from my background in psychology. So I took a ethics class when I was getting my BA in psych and learned a lot about ethics in previous studies, like in the past, some of the famous like Milgram studies, stuff like that. And of course in present studies and how it's changed. So a lot of my background with ethics and what I know is more from a psychological standpoint. As far as policy goes, not too familiar with it. The policy that I am familiar with is really just from places I've worked, doing different educations, training, CEUs, stuff like that. As far as advocacy, of course, I'm very familiar with advocacy. My job as a social worker was to be a patient advocate. So, of course, advocacy is a lot about patient rights. A lot of people who come into healthcare, long-term care facilities, psych, have never been there before. So, as a patient advocate, it's your job to help them through that process from beginning to end, whether if it's 2 weeks or if it's years. So, of course, patient advocacy, too, you always want to communicate with the appropriate parties to help that patient as best you can. So, as far as what I want to know and get out of the class, I want to know a lot more about ethics and policy in the field of nursing because, as I said before, I'm not very, very familiar with ethics and policy in the field of nursing. It's more psychological based, social work based. I also want to learn more about like where making policies come from, how policy is made, stuff like that. As far as moral decision making, what I really want to know about this, in my experience, I have, had times where people don't make appropriate moral decisions. So I would like to learn more about how to help others make appropriate moral decisions. Because a lot of ethics ties with morality, making correct moral decisions. Ethics involves moral principles, so I want to know more about that in this class and just kind of expand my knowledge on moral decision making in nursing specifically. For advocacy, what I want to know about is how to better advocate for patients who can't advocate for themselves and who aren't really even able to speak for themselves sometimes. I know in my experience I've had patients who are nonverbal or who are verbal but you can't understand them. So I really want to know how to better advocate for those patients who don't speak English, children, really the vulnerable population. I want to know more about how to advocate, how to educate others on how to advocate for these people too. So whatever I learned from the class about the subject, I want to be able to share with others because I know that, like I said, in my experience, I've had a lot of patients like that and, not even others are very familiar on how to advocate for them. So That's what I'm looking forward to. Super excited for this class, and excited to work with you all. Thank you.